It is 5 minutes to 9, Saturday the 13th of May 2023. Polling stations across the United Kingdom are about to come to a close. Welcome to the Anglia Times Election Centre in London. And good evening, welcome to the Anglia Times Election Night broadcast in collaboration with BT Media and Anglia Times. We are back again for another exciting night. Now today's vote will decide the 73rd Parliament. The future of the United Kingdom is uncertain, and this time with so many new players on the field, the stakes are higher than ever. Now in a few moments, polling stations across the United Kingdom will close. The voting will be over and we are able to reveal the result of our exit poll, conducted with the Telegraph and Anglia Times. That is our first look at the possible results we may see from this election. Will the Conservatives remain in number 10, or will Labour beat them to it, or will a whole new party altogether take the keys? All will be revealed and analysed by Thomas on the big screen.
Good evening and welcome to the big screen. Here we will conduct an in-depth analysis of the seat calls that are given by the Electoral Commission. With 6 parties in the running, I will be here to give you the results, and we expect this to be a very fun night. So stay tuned and I will bring you the first results as soon as we get them.
Now, tonight I am joined by our first guest, Adapted Frost from the Voice Party.
You right, everyone?
Secondly, I am joined by Taylor J. Harris from the Labour Party.
Hello, everyone.
Third, I am joined by Hit There from Liberal Democrats.
Good evening, everybody.
And I am joined by Davius from the Four Star Party.
No, you're not.
Oh. Okay, and David D. Rothschild from the Conservatives.
Hello.
As well, throughout the night, I will be taking so many different members of the public as the results come in. They'll be calling through the Anglia Times Discord server. Now, it's been a pretty crazy night tonight, and it's been pretty good as well. So I just wanted to get started with a few questions quickly before the exit poll comes in. So my first question is going to be over to Adapted Frost with the Voice Party. Now, how is your night going?
I think it's going well, you know. We've obviously got the vote out. We're optimistic. I think we'll do well.
Ah, amazing. So, yeah, how do you think our studio is looking today? Like, good?
I think it's looking very sexy, if I can say it myself.
Yes, it is looking good as well. And yeah, so I'm going to be directing over to Taylor now from the Labour Party. How are you feeling about the exit poll that is going to be announced very soon? Taylor J. Harris from the Labour Party. Hello. Hello? Okay. Well, obviously, we're going to be directing that question over to Hit There then.
Yeah, tonight, of course, the polls are now closed. People have been voting for the last 24 hours. I'm quite excited for this, as it being the Lib Dems' first term. It'll be an interesting result, I would say.
Yeah, it will be. And getting back onto that, are you feeling confident about obviously what's going to be happening tonight? Are you going to be are you going to be anxious, or are you going to be kind of, like, dependent on what you think is going to happen?
I think personally for me, I'm quite not anxious, but it's kind of like that feeling where you don't know where it's going to happen. Is the Conservatives going to stay in power, or is Lib Dems going to create like a coalition or something? We don't know.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Well, thank you for coming. And Shifor, from the Conservative Party, how are you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling good. Or there's no doubt that there's going to be a hung parliament. I mean, it's going to happen with this amount of parties. It's just no point denying it. But I feel like a range of options are open. I'm feeling fairly confident about a coalition forming with the Tories. So yeah, I feel like we'll stay in government by the end of the day.
Yeah, and are you feeling like you've just said? Then you're feeling confident, then I presume.
Yeah, very confident. I think. Oops.
Yeah, and amazing. So basically, that's amazing from everybody here, as well as Taylor. Sadly, he couldn't say anything because he had to do something or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, we're nearly there. I think it's about 60 seconds now until the polls will close, and we'll bring you the results and the broadcaster's exit poll. Now, soon, the predictions for this exciting night will be amazing. Hopefully, there's a lot of anticipation going to be happening, and it's going to be amazing. My name is TomsTV, and joined by our results analyst Thomas here on election night. It is now 9 o'clock. The polls have closed and the election is over. Our exit poll is predicting that the Conservative Party is the largest party in a hung parliament. We're putting the Conservative Party at 20 seats. Now that is 9 down since the last election. In second place, we're putting the Labour Party at 16 seats, which is the same as the last election. Now in third place is the Voice Party at 6 seats. In fourth place is the Four Star Party at 4 seats. In fifth place is the Liberal Democrats at 2 seats. And in sixth place is the UK First at 2 seats. Now that is 3 down since the last election. That is amazing from what we've got from the exit poll here at Anglia Times. Now let's head over to Thomas for the exit poll analysis.
So here on the big screen we can have the result as a graphic. As we can see, tonight it's not been really bad for the Conservative Party. It has been an even worse night for the Labour Party. We're seeing the newer parties capitalise on the political confusion, and there's obviously a gap in the market for an alternative to a 6-month running incumbent government. Voice are the real winners in this situation. They've capitalised and they've gained 6 seats. They're going to be a very important aspect in the coalition talks. The Liberal Democrats, they've gotten 2 seats, and the UK First Party have gotten a reduction of 3 seats. Four Star is a surprising result that they've gotten 4 seats, coincidentally. This is surprising to the fact that there has been quite a lot of political turmoil. Now, overall, we expected it to be a hung parliament. Everyone expected it to be a hung parliament. And we can only see how the actual results are going to unfold later tonight.
That's great. That's amazing to hear. So yeah, we're hopefully going to be getting a few results coming in very soon. Hopefully, Thomas, if I'm correct.
Well, we will be getting a few results. We're going to have the Electoral Commission give us the results at 10 past. which means that our very first result will be published then.
Lovely.
It's gonna be an interesting night, that's for sure.
Okay, well, I think what we should do is get a few comments from a few people. Obviously, we're going to go around the table here. I just want to say thank you again for joining me on the table. What an excellent exit poll that we have gotten here at Anglia Times, obviously, straight to you guys live, watching in the audience. Now, I'm going to be asking Adapted Frost, what do you think about that outcome?
Personally, I think it's an amazing result for us. You know, we've got 6 seats. It practically makes us the Kingsmakers in any coalition talks with Labour or Tories. So, you know, it's a good result.
And if I was correct, what was you feeling before it, and now what are you feeling now? Like,
well, it's pretty much what I predicted. To be fair, you know, I said 5 to 6 seats, maybe 7 over optimistic, but I think it's a good result. You know, teams worked hard. It's a good result.
Oh, nice one. That's great to hear as well. Like 6 seats for the Voice Party is like you've just said is really good, and obviously for a party that's obviously come out of nowhere for this result is great. Now I'm going to be directing it over to Taylor J. Harris at the Labour Party. Now, how are you feeling about the seats that you've gathered?
We're quite happy with that. We've not got as many as we thought we would have had. We thought we would have got at least about 1, maybe 2-ish more, but we still have confidence that we can still perform quite well, even with the same amount as last time. Good outcome, though.
Yeah, and yeah, what do you feel about how it's the exact same as the last election? What have you got to say about that? Like,
Well, like, there's not much we can do. I mean, it's a good amount. It's not too little, but not too many, if you know what I mean. Like, it's an easier amount to control within the party.
yeah,
Like, easier to put in place restrictions, and also easier to overlook all the members of parliament at the same time without needing any more support, if you know what I mean.
I do. I get what you mean as well. Yeah. It's just great to see what's been going on, obviously. So, what are you feeling now then? Like you said, obviously you can't do anything about it, obviously, but what are you feeling now? Just
We've actually got our first result, and this is, if I may just say, Newham is a Labour hold. So if we actually look at on the big screen, here's how it will work. I will have got a menu, and I can see that Jisoo Min-sung, the Shadow Foreign Secretary, has kept her seat. Now we don't know what position they're going to be holding in the next Parliament, due to the fact that there was no Labour manifesto released, but the current Shadow Foreign Secretary has kept their seats.
that's amazing to see. That's really good to see. What have you got to say about that, Labour? Obviously, you're the first, and we've just been speaking. What have you got to say about that?
More than happy with that result, given that it's one of our shadow cabinet seats, and it's quite happy that we managed to hold it, really.
Yeah. That's really good to see, to be honest. Okay, well, I'm going to be asking Shifor at the Conservatives.
Oh well.
And
talking about the Conservatives, Somerset is a declared Conservative hold. We can look at the map, and we can look at the constituency, and I can give you a bit of information about Somerset.
That's great.
So Somerset is held by the former Home Secretary, UK.
The best Home Secretary.
And so that is the very first Conservative result.
Wow. Great. So, Conservatives, what have you got to say about your 20 seats from the exit poll?
I mean, I was expecting about 23 seats. So no surprises there. That's just the case when you have this many parties. It still puts us in a good position, so we're happy with it either way.
Amazing. Now, one sec. I think, Thomas, are you getting something in about the next result?
We are getting. We've been told that very soon we'll be getting a video from the Strathclyde Declaration Centre, which is live on your screen now.
76. Oliver Bridgeway from the Labour Party, 17,172. Henry Westwood from the Liberal Democrats,
Get it.
So as they said, Strathclyde has been, it's politically left, but it has been, it's rather politically left, but it has been historically a Conservative seat. I believe, I can only assume that TBU is ecstatic that he's kept his seat, and maybe it's a hint for what is about to come.
That's great. That's great. So let's get back to Conservatives. What do you think about that?
It's pretty base, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I got what you mean. Yeah, it's it's really it is really good, to be honest. From what we've just seen then as well, we've just got the video of it. It's amazing to see how many he actually got as well. It's great to see. So how are you feeling right now then? From obviously you've got one, but Labour have got one as well.
I mean, they've only got one seat so far, so it's a bit early to say, I suppose. We'll wait till later to comment on that.
Yeah. Well, right now we have a call-in from the. Let me have a look what it is. Oh, the British Union on his comments about Strathclyde, who's just won. So hello.
Hello there. Good evening.
Hello. So, how are you feeling about how you've just won?
Well, I think it's a fantastic victory here in Strathclyde. We've clearly shown the successes of the Conservative government continuously in Strathclyde, and my loyal constituents have rewarded me once again with a seat in Parliament.
Yeah, it's amazing. Obviously, it's going super well, and I'm very happy for your win. I hope you enjoy it as well. But
thank you.
So yeah, you are feeling pretty good right now.
I'm feeling pretty good about our chances. Obviously, we weren't expecting a majority by any means. You know, this is the case when you have 5 or 6 parties. I mean, it's hard to get a majority in that case. And obviously, there's been a lot going on this term. We've understood that, but I'm pretty happy with our chances. And I think that tonight you will end up with a Conservative government in whatever shape it will be.
Yeah. I got what you mean. I do get what you mean. So it's amazing to see, and thank you for calling in as well. How are you feeling about our presentation that we're doing right now?
Honestly, I think you're doing a good presentation. It's good. I really like the interactivity you've got in with the call-ins. It's really good. So credits to yourself, and well done to Mark especially.
Nice one. And I've just got one last question to ask you. Which coalitions do you foresee forming as a result of this election? Even though it's early.
Look, I'm not going to speculate on who we'll coalition with or who is going to be who will end up being our coalition partner. That's for us to decide once we see the final results. I'm not closing the doors on anything, and I'm happy to work with anyone who is wanting a stable Conservative government. Thank you.
Yeah, well, thank you, the British Union. Thank you for calling in.
It's been a pleasure.
And I hope you have an amazing night. Now, we're going to go back over to Thomas to see if there's any activity on the board.
So there's been another seat declared, and it's the state. It's not a state. It's the constituency of Sussex. This is currently held by JJ Mackenzie. If I'm correct, let me get the graphic up. Yeah, it's currently held by JJ Mackenzie. It was the former seat of the former Chancellor Dermot Kermark, who's now in the House of Lords. So this is how it's starting to shape up. We've currently got a map. We've got a map here. So we're seeing at the top we've got Strathclyde, and in the south we're seeing Somerset, which is near Cornwall, and
a bit of a error. Never mind, it's back. So yeah, that's great to see from the Conservative Party and all of that. So I just want to go over to Hit there for the Liberal Democrats and talk to you about the exit poll. Now, how do you feel about having 2 seats from the exit poll?
I mean, from the Lib Dems, with it being technically our first ever term being as a party, I think that is a good result. I wasn't expecting anything more. I wasn't expecting anything less. I mean, if we had 1 seat, that might be a bit questionable. And I don't think we really pushed on the exit poll with our party.
Bullshit.
Not pushing on it.
Can you not, please? Okay, thank you. Carry on, Hit
We
there.
have done quite well.
Amazing. And so, how are you feeling now?
I think at the moment we have high hopes, and hopefully the poll will come out as something, maybe an extra couple of seats. But as I say, with it being the first time being as a party, we've done quite well, and the team's worked very well to build up the Liberal Democrats again after the couple of elections of it not being a party.
Amazing.
Do you mind if I quickly butt in? We've got 2 more seat calls just before the intermission. If we look at the map, Humberside and Gloucestershire are Conservative holds. Humberside is an interesting seat because that was the former seat of Van der Panda until a couple of elections ago. I think it was last election. The Conservatives took it, and it's now the seat of the House of Commons Speaker James Atterson. And now Gloucestershire is also Hold, which is the seat of Orfona, who is the owner of this company, and also the Justice Secretary and Lord Chancellor. So these are the current results. As we can see on the map, we're seeing a bit of a blue wall forming in the south, but we are seeing some important gains being made in the north. And I believe that will be taking us to the ad break.
We will see you soon.
I feel like Beth Rigby.
So, guys, the 4-star party, am I right?
Shh.
Show me a garden that's bursting into life.
Fire!
Now, while I'm speaking to our lovely guests on the table, I'll be receiving some callings. Now, I have got some callings. I've got a first guest coming on, and it is, I think it is, Callum, if I'm pretty sure. So, Callum Cathcart is going to be joining us. And, yeah, so hello, Callum.
Oh, hi.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. That's kind of scary.
Well, yeah, we've got you lined up here as a call-in, so that's really good. And yeah, so we're just going to ask you a few questions on a few things, and then we'll go over to Thomas and all of that. So my first question over to you is the Voice Party and the UK 4-star Party have merged as new parties in the election, both gaining a considerable number of seats. What do you think this says about the current political climate and the voters' sentiment in the UK?
I think this happens every now and then. There's like 10 parties being registered at once. We saw it last year, I believe. There was like 8 parties being registered. So I think it's just a cycle which happens. But yeah, there are too many parties currently. So I think the merger is definitely needed, and it causes a hung parliament, which isn't the best for politics.
Yeah. And to Thomas, have we got any activity after the break?
We do have a bit of activity and some quite important seats as well. So if we go to the results now, the Conservatives are on 6, Labour on 3, and Voice is on 1. So we need to see where Voice have taken their seats. So we look at the map, and it will tell us here. So we have Cheshire, that was a Labour hold. Cheshire is a seat of the Shadow Chancellor of the Exchequer, Joseph Churchill. North Yorkshire, which I'm very happy about, is North Yorkshire hold is a Tory hold, and that was my former seat, and is now the seat of the Conservatives equivalent to Jam, Willy Wonka, whatever is Willy Wonka. And then Sheffield is a voice gain from Labour. This is where we're going to be seeing quite a lot in the Red Wall. We're going to be seeing quite a few voice gains, I'm assuming. And Cardiff, talking about the man, the myth, the legend, Jam, that is his seat.
Amazing. That's great. That's amazing to hear. And yeah, and thank you for everybody watching just once again. Now, Callum, I've just got a second question to ask you. Despite the significant loss of seats by the Conservative Party from what we've seen from the exit poll, the Labour Party hasn't managed to make any gains because they've stayed in the same standpoint. What do you think what do you think is the holding the Labour Party back from capitalising on this shift in voter sentiment?
If I'm completely honest, it's probably Rebastor. The leadership isn't the best. She's had a history throughout her real politics career, which isn't the best. Every party which she's led has unfortunately died or changed into another and then died again. So hopefully it's not the same here with this election.
Yes, and Yeah, I get where you're coming from as well, and things like that have been going kind of rocky and all of that. Anyway, Callum, I just want to say thank you for coming on the show today and coming in as a call in for us, and yeah, thank you for that. I hope you've enjoyed your time here with us.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Now, I want to head over to Adapted Frost. Now, obviously, we spoke to you just before Adapted. Now, I just want to ask about what you think about the seat gain that you have got from today or tonight.
I think it's a good result, obviously, like Herbert was said before, I think we're going to see like a lot of voice gains within, Labour's red wall. So it's a good result. There's many to come.
Yeah, it is great. So, how are you feeling now then?
I'm feeling confident, we've seen the exit poll. We obviously got a good chance at a coalition, so it's good.
Mm-hmm. That's great.
If I can just butt in quickly, we've actually got two very important seats for both the Tories and the Labour Party. We've got some Lancashire, which has been called. That used to be he who shall not be named seat, the man behind the cost of Dean crisis, and now the seat of the Deputy Speaker, scripted Sid, and Finchley is a Conservative stronghold. We've also just got some breaking news that Thames Valley has been declared for the Liberal Democrats. That is a take from the Conservative Party. Thames Valley currently, right now, I will get who the incumbent is. Thames Valley is currently held. Well, it was formerly held by Drips, who is, I believe, he was in the audience with us yesterday. But the Conservatives have lost Thames Valley, kept Finchley, and the Labour Party have also kept Lancashire.
Amazing. Well, I just want to go over to the Liberal Democrats then on what you think about that.
I think Thames Valley was a great game from the Conservatives, and it was also great to get a second place on the Strathclyde polling earlier as well. I think hopefully we could gain a couple more seats.
Yes, I get what you mean. So you are feeling confident about what you've gathered so far this early into tonight?
Yeah, I think the confidence is just going to keep on growing, hopefully, and be able to see a good increase for the Liberal Democrats.
Amazing. So I've got another call in. It's going to be Michael. Hello.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. How are you doing today on this fine night?
Oh, I'm doing great. I'm very happy to hear that my seat has been won by the Conservatives. Everyone at my constituency office are going crazy. Lady Monty or Finchley has set off a firework, so we've just got the London Fire Brigade over at the moment. But apart from that, everything is great.
It sounds like a wild night, eh?
Yes, it
and
is.
You are enjoying it?
Yes, I am. And Finchley, it's always been Tory, and it's a good sight to see that Finchley has been won by Conservatives again.
Yes, definitely. And I presume you are very happy about taking over or keeping Finchley.
Yes, I am, and I'm also happy to see that once again Reba Astor has completely flopped. If this exit poll is correct, it means Reba Astor is the biggest loser in the UK, a complete loser.
Okay.
She failed to exploit the election, and she failed to hold the government to account. She's a very nasty person.
Thank you.
Let him cook.
Right.
Let him cook.
I'm going to butt in. I've got a declaration, and this is another voice gain. However, this time it's not from the Labour Party; it's from the Conservatives. So Wolverhampton has been gained. Now that is the seat of a rather controversial Conservative politician, and that is the former Home Secretary Victor, who had a smear campaign launched against them while the Communist Party of Britain was established. Nottingham is a Labour hold, but he really wants Nottingham.
Yes, and And from what we can see, Thomas, from the map, it's looking very bright. Can I say it's getting filled up very fast?
Well, I actually put this tie on just for tonight's event. It's got all the colours of the Conservative, all the parties today.
That's great. Yeah, I can see it over there. Anyway, I just want to go over to then the Labour Party about your about the things that you're getting now. I can see that you've got 5 so far. How do you feel about that?
Over the moon, really. Like, we've managed to keep quite a few of our MP seats and basically not really lost. I only lost 1. So, at the moment, it's looking okay. Obviously, Conservatives are getting quite a lot, but we are getting quite decent ones.
Yes, and what do you think about Labour only losing 1, however, Conservatives losing 2?
Gives me a bit of confidence that we're likely to keep more of our seats, which means more of our MPs will keep them. By the looks of it, Conservatives will lose quite a few of their seats, and quite a lot of their MPs will lose their seats.
Yes.
Which makes me happy.
Yes, I get you. I do get you. Anyway, I think we're going to get another kind of call-in who was supposed to be here today, however couldn't make it, but is able to get on the phone with us. Davius from the 4-Star Party. Davius? Davius? I don't think his phone is connecting right now, Davius. I don't think he can hear us or he is connecting now.
Hello?
Hello? Davius?
Here-
Oh,
yes?
yes, there we go. We've got him. We've got him on the phone, finally. Hello,
Yeah.
Stone. How are you
Like-
doing tonight?
What? I'm doing so good, honestly. Despite the fake news, you know? I think the party is, what can I say? We're a revolutionary movement and all that. Sorry, we're watching Eurovision right now, live from the Netherlands. And
Oh,
it's,
wow.
yeah.
Wow. Yes. Yes, Eurovision is obviously going on right now, and people are probably watching that as well. So, are you feeling confident about what's going on tonight?
Yes. Of course, I'm feeling confident. We are looking to fill a minimum of 7 seats. And
7?
I think, 7. I think the fake news polls have really underestimated this, and they continue to do that. And, well, what can I say?
Well, if
Watch us.
Well, if I can butt in quickly, we do have actually a bit of good news for the 4-Star Party and a bit of bad news for the Conservative Party. Now, Northumbria, the former Prime Minister Benjamin Henley, has been lost to the Liberal Democrats.
Well, that was expected, wasn't it? I think it was very expected.
No, and we've also got another call in, and we've got the very first 4-Star gain, and 4-Star have gained Surrey. Surrey used to be my seat, my very first seat before North Yorkshire, and Cambridgeshire has also been declared for voice, which is a gain from UK First. Now, so we're seeing Surrey is Marcus, the leader of the House, the leader of the House's seat. So that is a very important seat grab for the 4-Star Party to be making.
Amazing, that's really good. And seeing that the 4-Star is finally gained 1, I think Davius just got disconnected, and see if he can get back into it. Never mind, he's obviously sadly been disconnected there, and probably lost connection whilst watching Eurovision and everything like that. So yes, like we've just seen from Thomas, 4-Star Party has gained. Now,
oh, sorry. Well, I was just going to say the worrying thing is that we've not seen anything for the UK First Party, which is maybe they're not going to get any votes. There was very minimal campaigning. There was actually no campaigning, I believe, and there's actually no manifesto released. So I believe we're going to have a polling after the break, and we'll have a few more results during the time of now the break.
Quickly, Thomas, we have Davius back just before the ad break. Davius, how are you feeling about your first game?
Well, I think this is the first of many. What can I say? What can I say? We'll have to see. We'll have to see. But I'm feeling good.
You're feeling really good, yes.
Yes.
And yeah, I presume you're hyping it up a bit more now after you're watching Eurovision and you've just seen that you've got a gain and finally got something. I presume you're feeling good about it.
Of course, I'm feeling good, but I don't feel good about the fake news polls. You know, I've told you about that. Wait, what's going on outside? Sorry. Yeah, I don't have any. Sorry, there's so much going on right now.
Okay, well, thank you, Davius, for joining us. We're going to have another ad break in just a couple of seconds, I am pretty sure. Just let me have a look. Actually, we've got a bit of time left. So, yeah, from what we've seen today is pretty good.
From that time, we've got two more results. We've got Trafford is staying for the Labour Party, and Glasgow is, I don't know why they're saying that Glasgow is a Labour game by voice, but I believe that Glasgow is a game from UK First. Oh no, it is UK First. Sorry, it's just I was getting the colours wrong. So they've gained Glasgow. I'll be sure that the Scottish leader of the Labour Party will be quite happy about that. And those are the results before the ad break.
Right, well, let's go over to the ad.
The main thing I like about my job is trying to make people's experience on the buses a pleasant one. And if I can turn their frown upside down, that would be great for me.
I feel loved. I feel I'm at home. I feel I'm part of the team. My shift pattern suits social life, family life, and there is a lot of flexibility. We get perks like a free travel. For me, my family and friends, that's a privilege actually, which very few people get.
No day is ever really the same when you're driving the bus. So you can have some nice sort of scenic routes that's not all just built up areas, and I think you'll find with a lot of the depots down this area you do get some nice driving experiences.
I see it as an opportunity to grow. I get feedback from the passengers. I grow from there. The company grows from there. We work as a team.
The company's been around for years and they've done really well over the years, and this is a good job to be in because you get out and about, you meet a lot of people, you've helped somebody not only to go to the shops, but you've helped somebody to go to their job and to pay their bills, which actually when you think about it, it's like you've done a good job there.
So, you can fix a board, then you can fix a bike. And if you can fix a bike, then you can fix a car. If you can fix a car, then you can learn to fix a Lynx Mark 8 helicopter, a Pacific 24C boat, a 4.5-inch naval gun, a Samson radar system, or a Type 45 destroyer. And when you can fix all that, you'll be a Royal Navy engineer. Start your journey. Search Royal Navy Engineers.
Hello and welcome back. This evening has been a blast. I'm so sorry about the adverts. However, we need a bit of intermission whilst doing a few things. Now, yeah, welcome back. I hope everybody is doing amazing. And how it's turned out so far has been a blast, and it's just pouring in with results. Now, I think we're going to get our first call in again.
Coming to me.
Oh yeah, okay, Thomas.
So obviously, this is the current state of the elections on the table now. It's neck and neck. Well, actually, it's not neck and neck. We've actually just got a declaration. Hertfordshire, which I can get the graphic up. This is currently held by Martin Bainey, who's a proposed Northern Ireland Secretary. He's the current chairman of the Foreign Affairs Committee. We also have Tyneside declared, which is the Shadow Home Secretary Sherry Lish's seat. So if we have a look at the map now, this is how it's facing up. We're seeing a red wall present quite a bit there. And we're seeing the blue wall, it's trying to form, but we're seeing the newer parties chipping away.
Yes, I can see that. Now, we're going to go straight into our call-in, our second call-in of the show, and it's going to be over to Tobias. Hello.
Hi.
Hello, Tobias. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing absolutely amazing there. It's a bit hot inside the studio, obviously. Got a big, massive studio light. However, this is directed to you. So, I just want to say, have you got anything to say to the audience currently whilst you are on the call-in?
I just want them to know to hang in there. I've got a nice big bottle of Coca-Cola Zero Sugar, 710 milliliters. I highly recommend.
You need it.
Probably don't chug it because I'm feeling quite burpy now. So if anyone is in a situation like that, just let me know. Maybe just go burp in private. But apart from that, hang in there. Sorry, I just burped a little bit. But I was quiet. I was nice and respectful.
Yeah. And how are you feeling about tonight from the exit poll to nearly halfway through, or past halfway through, the results pouring in?
Well, you know, as someone who's been in politics for years, I will be quite honest, I've never watched anything to do with elections. It's kind of baffled me. Numbers don't make sense. I just assume that it just, God lets it happen. Or, inshallah, mashallah, however that works. And yeah, I think that's how everyone should just go about it. Math can make sense to people who know math. Hopefully that makes sense, because this still doesn't to me.
Yeah. And, it's going great. And obviously for the Labour Party, are you feeling confident, or are you feeling kind of, what is there to see? What's there to do? You can't control it. What are you thinking?
Yeah, well, we have tried to run this party nicely, either into the ground or into the sky. Haven't quite determined that so far. They've sort of put me in charge of this party. I think it was a little bit of a silly choice, but alas, here we are. Reba's done pretty good. I keep hearing people talk smack about her. Maybe it's deserved, but as a representative of the party, I definitely cannot confirm or deny. Yeah, I think we're just in for a long game of waiting, guessing, seeing who fudges the numbers next. Um, yeah.
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 Sounds great. Sounds great. Nice one. Well, thank you, Tobias, for joining us today inside of what's going on tonight at the election night. I hope you're having a great night, and obviously what you're talking about, your Coca-Cola and all of that sounds very exciting, and I hope you're enjoying tonight.
Thank you.
Great. Well, that was amazing. Well, Thomas, have we got anything else on the board?
Well, we've actually gotten quite a few results, and as you can see, it's a bit different now. 12 seats for the Conservatives, 8 seats for the Labour Party, 3 seats for Voice, and 2 for Four Star, 2 for the Liberal Democrats. Still no sign of any UK first election results. So we're actually going to go through the map now. So we're seeing Norfolk, Leicester was declared, which is the seat of Dylan R. Truss, who is deeply worried about our beloved island. Then you've got Norfolk as well. That's been declared. That's by Domestic Rita Penguin, the outgoing Justice Minister. Following on, we've got West Mercia, which is further down here. This is Edward G. Home, the outgoing Home Minister. He's going into the emergency services. Then we've got Belfast, which is a seat of the Northern Ireland Secretary, outgoing Northern Ireland Secretary, Reyes. It's a bit of a Conservative tradition that they hold Northern Ireland and they make the Northern Ireland Secretary a Northern Ireland seat. What we're also seeing is Kent is a gain for the Four Star Party. So if we have a look here at Kent, this was held by Xavier J. Mountbatten, which is another UK First MP that's lost a seat. So we look at the map now, and this is how it's shaping up. We're also seeing Staffordshire hold for the Conservatives. So as you can see in the middle, we've seen the red wall start to form with seats like Lancashire, Nottingham, etc., etc. Sheffield. You've got your seats in Scotland, and then you've also got your seats in the middle. Those are your typical blue wall seats, and it's been quite a good night so far for the Conservatives, and they're doing a bit better than the pundits were expecting.
Yeah, it's looking like an exciting night, honestly. And I'm enjoying it. I hope everybody is enjoying it on the screen. And obviously what we can see from the map, it's looking extra like blue, red, and then you got the Voice Party, and then obviously you've got Four Star. And it's amazing. So I think we're going to go over to the Conservative Party, Schiffer. How are you feeling about the results so far?
I mean, it's good we're holding most of our seats. We've lost a few, but that's to expect it, as always, with more parties. Yeah, chilling, if I'm honest.
Yeah,
Chilling.
Okay. That was out of nowhere. How are you feeling about how it's so much different from last year, though? Oh, not last year, last one. Like,
It's definitely a stark change, but that's just because road politics has revived itself a bit more. Like the old days where there used to be like 8 parties running. For the past few months, it's just been 3 parties running at most, or 4. So it's good to see that, like, key players are back in the game and there's new people coming. Keeps the whole thing alive and prosperous.
Yes. I do get what you're saying about. Well, thank you, Schiffer. Now I'm going to direct it over to Labour. Taylor J. Harris, how are you feeling currently?
I'm over the moon given the fact that I found out my seat is safe. And then we still hold my seat. And then also that we've not really lost any, apart from one, I think. But not lost any more. But yeah, we've gained quite a few. Well, not gained, but hold quite a few. And I'm quite happy with the amount that we've still got. Not as much as we'd hoped for, but it's looking promising so far.
Yes. I understand. So how do you feel about like what is going on now? Obviously, you've got 8 on the board. How are you feeling personally? Obviously, you've just said that your seat is safe. How are you feeling?
Quite happy that we've managed to keep the ones we have so far. Like, we've only lost, one, I think, as I said. But
Yeah.
over
Great.
the moon, really.
Amazing. That sounds really good. Now, Thomas, have we got any more? I think I can see on the screen.
We're getting quite a few results now, so let's jump to the results board. We've got 15 seats for Conservatives, 9 seats for the Labour Party. It's a bit sluggish progress for the Labour Party. 4-Star at 3 and Voice at 3. Liberal Democrats at 2 and UK First are not making any gains, and they have lost quite a few of their seats. We're more than halfway. We're at 32 seats declared now. So let's have a look at the map. So if we start, we're getting even more being told as we go. So Staffordshire was a hold. Different Powers, which is the seat of the Chancellor of the Exchequer, was a Conservative hold. Southend-on-Sea was a gain from the Conservative Party, gain from the 4-Star from the Conservative Party. So that, if I look at Southend-on-Sea, that was, I believe, the seat of the former Foreign Secretary Sana Sakana, held by His Royal HRH Funky Monkey. Then we've got Portsmouth, which was the former seat of the Foreign Secretary, Callum Cathcart. Then what we've got we've got a few more results as well. We've got Lothian, which is a Labour hold, which if we have a look here at the constituencies, it is, oh God, we're getting even more. That's held by Reba Astor, which is a major seat. And we're having a look at the map again. We've got Dorset, which is held by, I believe, it used to be held by Davis when he was in the Conservative and Unionist Party. Warwickshire is also a hold, and Islington, which is a Conservative, which is a Labour stronghold. If we look at, if I can find it, I've got 50 options for me to pick. Islington, and it's held by Lenaru, which is a shadow Commons leader. So we look at the map, we're really seeing it start to form. Blue Wall is starting to form, especially in the south. And if we look at the results now, we are seeing 18 seats, so we're getting close to the possible election results.
Yes, well, how it's looking tonight has been extremely well, and everything like that has been going, smoothly and everything like that. Now we do have another call in. We have, I think he's Mart, if I'm sure. Are you here, Mart, on the line?
Hello, it's not Mart.
Matt
Lockhart.
Well, that's what I was told from my ear. Matt. Sorry about that. I got that a bit wrong now. Hello, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Thank you for asking. Oh,
Wait a second. We've got 2.
I think they've brought on the wrong person.
Okay, we're speaking to Mart, not Matt. I've been just given 2 random people. Sorry about that, guys. So we're speaking to Mart. Martin.
Thank you I thank you all for inviting me here. To say this is a good result, especially with this many parties for the Conservative Party, but generally, I hope that we get to a slight majority, but it looks like more and more that it's going to finish up being a minority, in my opinion. And I'm very glad that I also won in Hertfordshire, which was Dave's former constituency back when he was Prime Minister. But anyways, I have the best of hopes for getting a majority for the Conservative Party, but we are continuing to see the situation.
Yeah, amazing. Just got one question for you, Mart. What is your plans for Northern Ireland, as it's kind of been unstable recently?
Yes, as Deputy First Minister there, it has been a bit, a huge issue has been the activity, which I've worked with two First Ministers, both Cherry Licious, the proposed Home Secretary from the Labour Party, and Scripted Sid, which is a good friend of mine and also from the Labour Party, but he's more like a blue Labourite or a red Tory, if we can describe it. But to get to your question, the answer, I have most of the plans for Northern Ireland were completed last term, but I'm looking forward to get business exchanges with Northern Ireland, strengthening the relations, and with a new executive that's being proposed soon, and all the things outlined in the manifesto as prescribed there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you, Martin. Thank you for calling in, and I hope you have an amazing night. Now, obviously, we just had a complication just before with Matt. However, we are getting him back. However, so I'm just going to get Matt on the call now. If you are there, Matt. Matt.
Yeah. Hello. I'm here.
Hello. Sorry about the complications just before. We've kind of just had kind of a mix-up. Anyway, we're going to do this pretty fast. Welcome to Anglia Times election night. I'm just going to ask you, what are your thoughts on the results so far?
Well, I was quite excited when more parties registered this term. I thought politics was going to become more exciting finally. But UK First hasn't really been participating. So I think after the election period is done, we're going to look to they're probably going to merge with another party or just get dissolved by the Electoral Commission. Either way, it's all right. Nothing different. It's just the same thing that happens every time, to be honest.
Yeah. It comes in, new one comes, old goes out. Maybe a new one might come in. Anyway, thank you, Matt, for that. And yes, possibly. Anyway, we're going to go over to Thomas now, as I've just seen a bunch of influx into the results. If I'm correct.
Well, you're not wrong about that. We've got at least 3 results being called. So we look at the map. Here we are. So we've got Islington, which was my last declared one. Southampton and White, I believe that's what you call it, is a Labour. It is a Conservative hold by Alan M. Sugar, who's a good pal of mine. Merseyside is another Labour hold. So if I go to Merseyside, why is it not with everything else? Sorry, I've got quite a few to scroll through. Merseyside, then we've also got Leeds, which was the former seat of the former leader of the opposition, Mason or Cathion, or whatever you call it. So these are the current seats now for the Labour Party. These are the current seats for the Conservative Party. So we're actually seeing quite a few losses for the Conservatives. Conservatives have lost West Ulster from the Four Star Party. So the Four Star have gained West Ulster. Hello, it was Voice that gained West Ulster from the Conservatives. Birmingham is a Labour hold, which is the Shadow Justice Secretary Alfie Jedd's seat as well. Lincoln is a gain from UK First for the Four-Star Party. Tyneside and Fife is another Four-Star Party gain from the Conservatives. And so we can announce now that no matter what Conservatives do, the trajectory that this election is on, it will be a hung parliament, but the Conservatives will become the largest party in Westminster.
Thank you, Thomas. Now we're just going to quickly swipe through all of our guests that we've had on the table. All of these guys have been here from the start. Thank you, everybody. So we're going to go over to Adaptive Frost at the Voice Party. How are you feeling right now from the results on the board?
You know, it's pretty much like the exit poll so far. You know, 4 seats, well, just 5 now, but you know, I'm happy with it. Just need 1 more.
Yeah, we've just seen that on the board. And then, so over to Taylor J. Harris at the Labour Party. How are you feeling right now?
So I'm currently eating some crisps.
Oh, wow. Well, that's what happens when you're here for so long. We've been on air for an hour. Anyway, how are you feeling?
Pretty good, really. Well, I'm happy with the seats we've got so far. Unfortunately, it's obviously going to be not the best. We may not even reach what we're supposed to get. but what can you do, really?
Yeah.
Still pretty happy, though.
What can you do? What can you do? Anyway, thank you, Taylor. And hi there, from the Liberal Democrats. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was expected it was going to be a hung party after all. But Lib Dems from 0 to 2 seats so far, that's quite a good game. We're happy that we've been able to, without no manifesto as well, we've been able to run into this race quite well.
Yeah. I understand. And our last guest that we're going to be speaking to until I hand it over to Thomas Schiffer, Roblox. How are you feeling from the Conservative Party?
Well, we've reached a predicted poll amount of seats so far, so that's good. I'm very surprised about how Four-Star Party is gaining so many seats when you consider that their campaign was, in other words, crap, and they didn't have a manifesto or anything like that. So how they've gained seats from anyone, let alone the Conservatives, is beyond me. But yeah.
Yeah. I understand. Well, that's all from me now, guys. I hope you have enjoyed it. We're going to go to Thomas at the end now. However, I just want to say thank you for watching, and I've been TomsTV. Goodbye. Over you to Thomas.
Thank you very much. So we have now made it to the very end of tonight. Let's have a look at the results. With 46 out of 50 declared seats, we can declare that the Conservatives are currently on 20 seats, and we're getting a lot of seats being declared now. So let me walk you through them. So if we go from the map, Snowdonia, Wigan is a Conservative hold, Southwark is a Labour hold, Bedfordshire is a voice gain from Labour, Tyneside and Fife is a Four-Star Party gain from the Conservatives. Devon, Grampian is the seat of the proposed Chief Secretary to the Treasury. That has gone to
UK First.
That has stayed UK First. That is their only seat that they have received. Devon and Cornwall is held for the Conservatives, and Belfast is a gain. Wait, but Belfast was already declared. Why have been redeclared, are they? I think there's been a bit of a problem. Belfast was already declared, if I'm right. Belfast is a Conservative hold, not a Labour gain. I think there was a problem with the graphics. So if we look at if someone could change that, please. Yeah, it was so it's actually a rather successful night for the Conservatives. So we look at the results, with all of them being declared: 21 seats to the Conservative Party, 5 seats to the Four-Star Party, 15 seats, which is short of the expected, and a terrible night for Reborough Store. 5 seats to the Voice Party, 3 seats to the Liberal Democrats, and 1 seat to UK First. Now, if we compare this to the last election, that's a decrease of what? Oh God, the last election one's it's not working on my screen. It's a decrease of 8 for the Conservatives, a decrease of 1 for the Labour Party, and it's a decrease of 4 for UK First. Then we look at the exit poll. This is what we were predicted. Now, this has been quite similar, actually. However, the Conservatives have taken a seat from Labour, and so the Conservatives have actually done better than expected. It's a bit more similar to the ITV exit poll. So the possible results we could be seeing, and the one we believe is most likely, is going to be a Conservative and Voice coalition, or Confidence and a Confidence Pact.
Thank you.
It's been an eventful night. 21 seats to the Conservative Party, 15 seats to the Labour Party, 5 seats to both Four-Star and Voice, 3 seats to the Liberal Democrats, and 1 seat to UK First.
Wow. Thank you, everybody in the audience and the live chat watching it on YouTube. Thank you, everybody, for joining us here at Anglia Times Production, TomsTV Productions, and everybody involved with Thomas at the board. I just want to say what an amazing night this has been from all of us here at the studio. It's been absolutely amazing. I just want to say thank you to all the people that called in, and I want to say a massive thank you for everybody on the table with me here as a guest. You have all stuck around for the whole hour. What a crazy night it has been. With all of the results. Thank you, everybody, for
So did your
watching,
mum.
and I will see you very soon. Goodbye.